Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Caleb Imperato, and today we're going to be going over the community Hampton Lakes. If you haven't heard about it, then this is the video that you're going to watch, because we're going to break it down to where the location is, what's included, where you're at, and is this a good buy for you. So the first thing we're going to go over is some just key features of it. All right, the blanket, vague, most common questions about the community. So first of all, the location. So Hampton Lakes is located just at the corner of Fruitville Road and Verna. So it is definitely on the south side of what's commonly known as a hot relocation area like Lakewood Ranch or even Sarasota over here. And so you're in between. This is kind of where Lakewood Ranch ends here, and then you're kind of in between Sarasota, which is over here, and Lakewood Ranch, which is up here. So you're in this prime corner right here. To give you an idea of where that really is in comparative to other things around this area. Obviously, the well-known Sarasota, you're not too far. Again, you're in this corner right here. Things that you may know is downtown Sarasota, which is right there. Siesta Key, you have Longboat Key. Lido Key is going to be here as well. That's going to be your beach. Your beach is going to be, let's say you come out here, right? You live in Hampton Lakes. You come all the way down to Fruitville Road, take this thing, take it to the right, and there's your Lido Beach over there. That is going to be your closest beach rather than anything else. I just wanted to show you kind of locationally where you're at. If you've heard of a very common area that people like to live around is Waterside. That's right over here. So recently they have just the county has just built a road over by the interstate over here that connects to Waterside. And so now everybody on Fruitville has this access to Waterside, this back end that actually is less traffic than the entrance from University over here. This back entrance, everyone from Fruitville now has that access, which makes it really easy. And for us, whoever lives here, it's going to make that commute much easier. The builder is Medallion Homes. They're a great builder, and they definitely specialize on this luxury style estate homes. So these are the type of homes that they specialize in, and so I believe they'd be a great buy for anyone looking into it. The quality and the build quality of it. Hampton Lakes is an estate, large home community with larger plots. So you're generally going to have plots that are up to even more than 4 acres large, multiple car garages, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, upwards of 4,000 square feet. So these are large luxury homes, and they're all starting at least $1 million. And so with larger homes, you come with a lot of capabilities, a lot of opportunities to do things on the property, such as you can have animals, one cow, I believe, every three acres. You can have horse. Some properties say horse friendly. It doesn't necessarily always mean that you can have a stable and a horses on your property. So you have to look into each property and the property that you're interested in. But that's the type of property. Amenities, not really here. Okay, you're not going to have any amenities here. They're not looking at this. You're not looking at Palm Grove. You're not looking at Seaflower. Not these type of communities that are hyper focused on the amenities. You live there, and you have like a community that shares this nice pool area and play area and grass. That's not what their focus is. Their focus is on quality luxury estate living, right? So you have these large plots, large homes, and if that's what you're looking for, then this is the community to at least look into a little bit, because I think they've done it very well. I've been there multiple times. I've shot videos there, and the houses are absolutely stunning. The neighborhood is stunning. It is a gated community. It is mid to end development. It has a lot of homes move-in ready. It has model homes, and a lot of these homes that are being built, because of the price tag, are still custom builds. So you could sales are still happening, and you can go and custom build one of these homes. So the advantages of living here, if you are the type of person that wants to uh, be down the block or even a very short ride to the grocery store and all of that stuff, I'll put you in perspective here. For me, I am from Long Island. Everything, Long Island, New York, everything was a short ride. And that's like short ride. I could have driven, I could walk to a grocery store, that was under half a mile, right? I could drive to grocery stores, to delis, all this stuff in walking distance. And it's not like the city, but it's still, I was in a town. You can, that is available in some places in Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, and Bradenton. That's not where you are in Hampton Lakes. Hampton Lakes is not going to contribute to that type of lifestyle. You are definitely hidden away. You can look at a map and say, like we just did, and say, oh, like, that's not that far. It's only 15 minutes. Fruitville is a road that could get backed up, especially during school and in the mornings. If you leave work in the morning, I know I used to drive on Fruitville on 7 a.m. every day, and that road gets extremely backed up near Lorraine. So there's downsides here. It's not, I can't guarantee it's always going to be, a quick drive to Publix, quick drive to the grocery store, quick drive to laundromat, quick drive to anything you're getting out there, the pharmacy. So I can't say it's going to be, this is just a quick drive. What is the definition of quick here? My definition of quick is much shorter. And I know when I first moved here, people were like, oh, it's not that far. And people would say it's 15 minutes. I'm like, that's far for me because I'm used to it being 3 minutes. So that's perspective. River Road does sometimes get backed up. They're doing a lot of construction around Lorraine Road and extending it, I believe. And so there's some construction around you and it gets backed up sometimes. But that doesn't outweigh the amount of pros that are in this community. If you want quietness, if you want kind of a little bit of seclusion here, and property, well, then this is for you. And it's not too far away from things like Sarasota, downtown Sarasota, the beach, right? It's gonna be far, but you're still on Fruitville Road, so you're still on that south side, and so you're much closer to these things than you would be if you were obviously north. And so Siesta Key, Lido Key is gonna be your beach all the way just at the end of Fruitville Road. In my opinion, it's a great location that you're not in the circle of these things, but like you're able to tap into different areas such as like Lakewood Ranch, downtown, or Waterside. You're very close to Waterside. Now that they've built the roads over by Lakewood Ranch, it stretches all the way down to Deer Drive and into Waterside. And that's right off Fruitville. And so things like that, you still have access to things like nice dining and activities to indulge in during the night. In Waterside, it has many different seasonal options. So on Wednesday nights, they'll have a bunch of food trucks, a bunch of different tournaments of different types of sports there and activities to get involved in. So for people that live here, I would say you're not in Mayaca. You're not 45 minutes from anything, any living person, 45 minutes away from a gas station. Like, you're not that far. It's just that perfect in between. You're in between. So I think you can still access these things at a reasonable time and still have a quiet living with large land, which is not popular. That much land, that 4 acres with a quiet community like that is not common in Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch and Bradenton, West Bradenton, because they're building these communities that are all centered around their amenities. And so that's the big attraction, is that you have a family or whatever it be moving into these communities, and they have pools, playgrounds, fitness centers. I mean, they have a whole 9 yards. They are going crazy with these one-stop shop communities, and Hampton Lakes is just not like that. So because it's a luxury community, you get different, reasonable fees as such. So your HOA is going to be, I think, 500 quarterly. I could double check that, but around $500 quarterly. So that's $2,000 a year, which is on the higher end, but there are communities that are much higher than that. So it's not like on the high. I would not say it's on the high end, especially for this area. Definitely not. But in the community, there's 94 homes planned, so you'll still have neighbors and a community feel that you don't feel completely secluded, that like you're out there alone, because you're not. There's many different houses in that community, and that you can get to know people and integrate yourself with. So it's not like you're just totally out there. You're not. You're definitely not. Let's go over some things maybe I didn't cover. I did cover the price. They're starting at $1 million, and they go much more than that. This is something to mention if your concern is value depreciation or appreciation after you buy the home, or if you wanted to sell in 5 years. So those types of homes will sit in the market, on the market, for longer. Naturally, the buyer pool for $1 million is not as large as the buyer pool for a house that's $500,000. Much different. Additionally to that, those plots of land naturally have a lot of responsibilities, such as lawn care, and taking care of that property is a responsibility that deters some people. Additionally to the HOA fee as well, $2,000 a month, a year, sorry, does contribute to a deferring factor that people may not like. And so naturally your house is, if you were to resell it, going to be on the harder scale to sell. It's not unsellable. And there are communities and houses like that around that area that are with you on that. But yeah, so if you're planning on only having it for 5 years, you may not see the advantage of that specifically. Yeah, because their buyer pool is just less. That's all I'll say about that. But yeah, there's definitely a lifestyle, a unique lifestyle that you would want to live in this type of community. If you're not looking for the rural type of community, then this is not the community for you. It's not. But let's talk about the community a little bit more. So another thing to note that I'll go over is there's a couple different floor plans. I looked at the Grand Cayman, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different floor plans. So I'll just go over them real quick. Aruba 2 is one of them. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,400 square feet, and it's starting at $1,050,000. Santa Maria 2, that's 3 beds, 3 baths, 2,600 square feet. Barbados, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,800 square feet. The Belize, 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,900 square feet. And then the Grand Cayman, which is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4,200 square foot. That's their premium lot. That's their largest house, and you get largest acreage. But there's options here. That's all that to say is there's options here that you can look through and decide which one's going to be best for you. So I already went over some of the concerns that may come up when you're actually living here, or preconceived ideas or determinations and expectations that you might have, right? As far as the traffic, the resale value, commuting back and forth here. I can go over some others. There's that flood, environmental concerns. Flood shouldn't be an issue. Fruitville, it has, in this past flood in October 2024, that was, a once in a lifetime type of flood. And Fruitville down there was not affected. I mean, it was the most affected it's been ever. The roads were covered with water, but there was very limited damage to the homes over there at the end of the Fruitville. Generally, that is offshore, farther enough offshore that you would need a hurricane straight through it, larger than the water surge that we had that caused most of the flooding, to really affect those homes out there. So that shouldn't be that much of a worry down there. There is concerned, locals are concerned about all of the construction going on around Fruitville Road is concerning in the way that it's, okay, as much as the engineers are involved and civil engineers are involved in the rise and the highs and lows of the ground there, they're concerned that all the construction that they're doing makes what zones were previously not floodable floodable. So there's some concern there around Fruitville, and that is the original concern that was brought up when it flooded those roads out there. It had never flooded. No storm has ever flooded those roads down to the end of Fruitville near Verna, ever. And so there was concern like, wait, why all of a sudden is there water here? Yes, we had a big hurricane, but there's a lot of water here on the roads we can't even pass through. And so those locals were concerned that because of construction, it made a little imbalance of where the water drains. Still, the houses weren't affected, but that is what the locals are saying. There's not much more to say about this property. I think if it fits your lifestyle and you can afford it, I think it will be a huge advantage to you. I think the location is wonderful. I live near Fruitville. I love it. I used to live up near State Road 70, and State Road 70 is getting real clogged up right now as far as just traffic and things like that. If you commute a lot, if you're looking to go out, even to the store, there's a lot of lights on 70. There's a lot of people on 70. I know they're changing some things around. There's a lot of construction here and there, but there's just a lot of people around there, and people are still moving to Florida at a exponential rate. So there's a little bit more traffic there. I like Fruitville. It's a lot less traffic. They are planning on doing a lot of construction on the exit of Fruitville from I-75 going south into Fruitville. I think the plan is to change that whole area into a diamond, something like you see at UTC if you are familiar. So there are certain constructions that's going to affect commute. And it's really there's only a problem on Fruitville when it's rush hour in the morning and near 5 o'clock. For about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, it's like extremely backed up. The highway isn't that backed up, but because of the lights and the amount of people that are coming off of Lido and Longboat, right from Fruitville Road, that's all the workers, all the construction workers, all the people that work out there are coming to catch a ride on that interstate on 75, and so it brings a lot of commute. But if you're not down there, if you're not concerned, if that's not something that you're concerned about, the location is fantastic. You're a short ride from Waterside. What do I mean by short? I should correct myself there. You're within 15-20 minutes of Waterside, and I think that's wonderful to go to be in that kind of duration time, that commute time. I think it's prime spot. So if it fits your lifestyle, contact me with the details below this video. And if you want to go see it in person, you want to go see the models, you want more details about the community, I have more details specifically tailored to what lifestyle you would like within this community. I am regularly keeping myself up with this community and visiting it and keeping in contact with the agents there so that I am ready to serve whoever would like to move in there. I think it's a beautiful spot, and they're still doing a lot of development there. It's newer, it's different than a lot of these other communities that are coming out with all these amenities, and I think it's really a gold mine. So again, if you're interested, contact me below in the details, and I'll see you in the next video.